Do you struggle to find time for reflection and to work undisturbed? I'm David Stiernholm, and this week's episode of the Structure podcast Done is about how you can let Outlook schedule your focus time automatically. But first, are you compelled and forced to keep your to-do tasks in multiple places? Would you rather be able to gather them all into a single list to get a clear overview? It's not hopeless. You can still work just as structured and effectively if you simply choose the next task in 2 steps. What steps? Well, I'll tell you in a quick video on the Structure blog right now. There's a link there in the show notes. When the calendar fills up week after week and there seems to be no time for reflection and focused work in full concentration, a popular trick is to block focus time in the calendar. You essentially book a meeting with yourself if you are the one who primarily needs time for it. But for it to work, it has to happen. Knowing that you can do it is not enough. You also need to schedule the time with reasonable notice before the calendar is full. For quite some time now, those who work in Outlook in Microsoft 365 can have it done automatically with the help of the add-on Viva Insights, which is also available as an app you can add to Teams. One of the many features in Viva Insights with varying usefulness, to say the least, is Focus Plan. It books as many focus hours as you want per day on unbooked times a couple of weeks in advance. You can choose between 1 and 4 focus hours booked daily and decide whether you prefer the times in the morning or afternoon. Booking focus time is one thing, but actually keeping it is another. It's common for my clients to initially delete a booked focus hour and then take a meeting during that time if they have to. Of course, you may need to prioritize a vital meeting during a time you have booked for focus. In that case, don't delete the focus hour, but move it, but only within the current week. That way you play sliding tile puzzle with your own time in the way I've talked about before in this podcast, and you still get the focus time you need. Do this. If you haven't tried the focus plan feature in Viva Insights yet, do so. I put a link in the show notes to a step-by-step instruction on where to find it and how to start a plan. After 1 month, evaluate how you felt about the automatically booked focus hours and their usefulness. And if you enjoyed it, keep going. If it wasn't for you, cancel the plan. It's easily done. Because if you let Viva Insights book your focus time, it becomes easier if you have previously struggled to make time for it. You get the time you so desperately need to work on those concentration-demanding tasks well before the deadline. That way, you avoid rushing and can deliver with better quality. By using a few focus hours to reflect, you get the chance to lift your gaze to long-term questions that otherwise easily get lost in the everyday operational clutter. How have you used the focus plan feature in Viva Insights? Perhaps you have found an unconventional use you want to tell me about. If so, write to me at david@stiernholm.com and I will read about your experiences with great interest. Thank you for today and see you again next week.